And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, October 21st, 2017, Season 11, Episode 40. I am Scott.
I'm RJ.
And I'm Sarah.
Yay! That is not Matt. That is Sarah. And, Matt's going to be out for the next 2 weeks, I think. Sarah can join us this week. I don't think she can join us next week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but she can join us this week, so we had her in. And I'm so grateful that she is here. And I'm grateful everybody else is here listening and also hanging out in the chat room. Thank you very much. If you want to do that as well, or you want to call us, you want to be on the radio with us, you can. If you'd like to get in touch, call us. 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228 is the number. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links where you can get in touch with us, as well as links to where you can watch the show live while we broadcast. We're on Twitter. There's links there for that at In-Game Chat. We are on Facebook, same way. And there's a link there for it also. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. Guess what? Link over at our webpage, ingamechat.net. It's right there. We're streaming right now on Twitch, so head over to twitch.tv and go into the. If you want to do that, you can go to the little search bar up at the top, type in In-Game Chat, and then you'll be able to find us. Use Twitch's search thing. Don't go to like Google and type in In-Game Chat Twitch. Although it might send you to us. I don't know. I've never given that a shot. But you can join in live while we broadcast and hang out in the chat room if you want to do that as well. But like I said, all the links of anything you ever want to do with us is over at ingamechat.net. It's on the left side of the page. You'll see all these little different links to reach out and connect with us. Thank you for joining us. Before I go even any further, I have to do this thing with the slate. So hang on. Do this. Oh, I probably just got ink all. Nope, I didn't. There we go. Cool. Now we're synced. Episode 40. 11 years. This is our 11th year.
Where'd the time go, man?
I know. People were like, but I've only heard you on it. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, it's did this a lot longer. We did this back when this was an AM talk station, and then when it changed, we were still on it for a while. Then we stopped, but we kept doing it out of my home or over at other people's business. Not necessarily broadcasting it like we are now, but we were still uploading it to iTunes and YouTube. You can find all those episodes if you want to. I don't know. Is there any fun in going back and listening to old episodes since it's talking about games that are...
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know, because sometimes when we hit the news, it's like, that's old news. Look how that turned out, you know?
Yeah, but it's really funny to hear how wrong you were about stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we were. I don't ever claim that anything we say is right. What do you have anything? Do you have any idea off the top of your head how wrong we were on anything specific?
No, I can't remember. But I know when I first started listening, I went back and caught up on the entire archive.
Good Lord!
I have a lot of free time where I'm in the car.
Wow. Well, congrats. Hey, here's another one I'm going to suggest. Have you listened to Lore?
I have not listened to Lore.
Oh, listen to Lore.
Okay.
Yes.
What is it?
It's a podcast on iTunes.
Well,
It's
I did figure that part out.
Yeah, it's called Lore. They've got like 70 episodes of it so far.
Okay.
71 episodes of it so far. But he just last Comic-Con, San Diego, they announced that Amazon was going to start doing a series based on the show.
Okay.
And the series started last Friday night on Amazon Prime for video, and they've taken 6 of those episodes and made a video, a TV show out of them. It's fantastic.
What's the premise?
It's about folklore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The history of certain folklore tales. I think the first episode he jumps right into vampires, which doesn't even start with like Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
It goes further back than that.
Yes. A lot further back.
Yeah, it goes further back than that with this whole thing about when you bury people, and he starts off the whole conversation about these 2 sisters who knew each other very well, or who kind of were twins, and they had those feelings of like, I know what she's doing, she knows what I'm doing, that sort of thing. And one of the sisters died, and the other sister had a nightmare of her sister trying to escape her coffin, getting out of there, trying to get out, and it was and it woke her up in the middle of the night, and she just had a nightmare. So she ran to the cemetery, had them dig her up, and look in there. When they opened it up, they found scratches on the thing and all this other stuff. Anyway, that's how it starts off, and then it goes into whatever, and it talks about just the history of folklore. And sometimes it doesn't even go into folklore, because I've talked about this last weekend. The guy who did frontal lobotomies, where he took the ice pick through the eye socket to kind of fix people's brains. Like that's based in science fact. There really is no folklore about that. And then there's one about changelings, and there's one about what was the other? Werewolves was another one that they did recently. Or I say recently, but was on the show. And then the final one that they did on this show for episode 6, the one for this season, was about Robert the Doll, which is some really creepy looking doll that this kid got for his, like, a present or something. And like his parents would hear their only child upstairs having full on conversations with someone, and so they'd go upstairs and see, and he wasn't talking to anyone but the doll.
So like a proto Chucky.
Very much, and it's creepy. So it's great creepy stuff. But the Lore Show has like 70 some odd episodes already in the can that you can listen to. On your way back, you got a long drive.
I do.
Start it out.
Well, I've been listening to Critical Role, which is basically people on Geek and Sundry playing D&D, and they record it, and I love that because I'm a nerd.
I started watching Harmon Quest.
Okay.
I only watched one episode so far, though, which is just I don't know. I guess I'll watch more, but I don't find I didn't find any fun in watching 30 minutes of a basically a D&D session. You got nowhere. You can't get anywhere in 30 minutes in a D&D session. You get nowhere, especially when you bring in comedians and other people to do it and then talk over the thing. You can get nowhere. So I know Drunk Degenerates is in the chat room saying it's season 2's around and it's really good. I've only seen the one episode, so I'm giving it more before I completely crap on it. But yeah, I'll try it out some more. So. Anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you so much, Sarah, for making the drive down.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it whenever you can make it to the show. What have we all been playing? I have not played a single thing but Destiny, and let me check and see. I don't think he's in the chat. I think he left us for good. Lethal Migraine. I think he may be gone for good. He got tired of us talking about Destiny. I mean, it's very, very likely. He really, really got tired of it. But yes. I have done nothing but play Destiny. I wrapped up I did the raid for the very first time Monday night. Got that knocked out. Oddly enough, everything that was given to me in the raid, I got no weapons out of the raid. I got nothing but armor.
Interesting.
I've been there.
Which I almost got a complete set. No, I'm kidding. I got the bond, the boots, the chest, and the gloves. I did not get a headpiece.
But you can't equip but 2 of those, can you? Are they all
No,
exotic?
they're all purples.
Okay.
They're all purples, high-level purples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So I got those, and so I did that, and then I did the prestige mode of the Nightfall last night, which is like the hard mode. I was trophy chasing, basically. I looked at my trophies on PS4, and I had done like a bunch of stuff, but I hadn't done a prestige either raid or Nightfall. I haven't even played Trials. The trophy for that is just to get a win out of Trials. You don't have to do like a 7-win streak or anything like that. You just get 1 win and you get the trophy. So I've got those 2. Well, now I've got that 1 since I did the prestige. But then the other 2 are to just fill out my hunter and my my titan. Is that me?
It's not me.
It is me. What is that? Is somebody calling? Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that I had no idea that this was even, this normally stays muted because I use this during the week. Why? I wonder why it was unmuted. That's odd.
Typical for the show, but
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, I mean, Matt's not here, so somebody's had to go off.
Yeah, that's why I really thought it wasn't me, because I remember, like, you can see me on the camera if you go back. I'm turning off my watch. I turned off my phone. I had no idea. Okay. Anyway, that's taken care of. So, I have to fully level up a Titan, fully level up a Hunter, and then I'll have platinumed
When you say fully level up, you mean all the
I mean, get to level
and stats or
20.
whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
get to level 20 and then get the perks and
Okay.
the abilities, class
okay.
abilities.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get all of those, which will take me no time at all.
Yeah. When you say fully level up, I'm thinking there's no level. I mean, there's like
No.
I'm thinking light level.
Not light
Yeah.
level. No, nothing like that. And of course, they made an announcement this last night. They went over the whole seasons thing with on Twitch. They were at TwitchCon. They held a little a panel there, and they talked about the seasons that are in Destiny. And one of the things they mentioned, which is why I'm holding off on going through my next two characters, is that sometime I think in season 2 or maybe at the end of season 1, they're going to do a double XP situation where you can earn double XP to play through. And I figured that'll be a great time to run my alts, is to go through the double XP period that they're going to do. So yeah, they actually explain the seasons. They're going to be 4 seasons per year. We have finally, our clan has finally wrapped up season 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got to level 6, which is the max. Good job, clan folks. Yeah.
Much obliged.
And glad we got up there. We got lots of perks and everything else. We did Crucible this week. We did Nightfall this week. If we can get 3 people to jump in the raid this week, we can knock that one out for our team as well. Trials has been canned for like the next 2 weeks. They stopped Trials this week and next week because of a bug in one of the emotes.
Yeah, the clipping through the wall.
Because you could clip through the wall when you did the bureaucratic walk, which is based on the Monty Python
Ministry
The
of
Ministry
Silly
of
Walks.
Silly Walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could clip through a wall. So they had to stop it for 2 weeks, I guess, to fix that issue. But
Yeah, it was noticeable that that emote was missing from Tess's shop. I was wondering what was going on, but now I know.
so, but yeah, that's all I've been playing. On my way home today, and I've been thinking about this, I will probably stop. I have to stop at the grocery store on the way home. Unfortunately or fortunately, the grocery store is right next to a Best Buy. So I will stop in there, and I feel an impulse purchase coming. Oh, I just made an impulse purchase downstairs on my phone.
What did you do?
So there's a Twitter guy. There's a guy on Twitter, Wario64. I follow him, and I get my tweets directly to my phone whenever he tweets stuff, because it's always deals. It's how I got the Super NES Classic, because he's like, hey, it's on sale. Go do it now. He'll post up price errors on things, and you got to be quick to jump on them. Well, he posted a Mafia 3 Collector's Edition is $30. With shipping, it's $31. Seriously, shipping is cheap. But, yeah, it's like $30. Regularly, $150.
Yeah.
I jumped on that. It comes with a vinyl soundtrack. With the soundtrack on vinyl. Comes with all the DLC for the Mafia 3 game. I was like, $30? Sure. I can buy the collector's edition of the game that comes with just the game and the DLC right now for like $30. As far as consoles are concerned, PC I think you can get it even cheaper. But yeah, so I impulse bought that downstairs just before we started the show. I was like, if it did not have the vinyl, I probably would have skipped it. But I was like, you know what? It's got some vinyl. Go ahead, let's grab that. So I did. But that's all I have played. That is all of it. I kind of want to play South Park. But I haven't yet. So there's just I've said this before, but with the exception of Mario Odyssey, which comes out next Friday, all of these games that are being released, Shadow of War, Evil Within 2, South Park probably, Assassin's Creed definitely, they're all going to get discounted come Black Friday in a month.
Yeah.
They're all going to be on a discount. There is no point in picking them up now. Unless there is something super special, like that South Park Steelbook.
Yeah.
And that's not super special, but probably only to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, lately I've been getting in the mindset, not even considering Black Friday, but there's some games that I've picked up on like day one, soon after release.
and then you see them cheaper.
Yeah, you can see them cheaper, but then another part is that I haven't gotten around to starting to play it yet. I mean, I could have waited.
Yeah.
A lot of titles I could have waited on. Like for the one that comes to mind right now is Nier Automata. I could have bought that today because I bought the thing earlier on. Haven't even popped the plastic on the thing yet. It's still sitting on the shelf. I'll get to it later moments.
Yeah.
So the backlog keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I think I finally slowed down with Evil Within 2 because I was going to pick that up. And I thought by the time I get to it,
Yeah, dude,
it'll
hold
probably
off.
be a lot cheaper than it is now.
Hold off. I mean, we were talking about this last week, that Destiny 2 on console right now had taken a price drop further than Destiny 1 did at this time when it was for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So a month after release, it had dropped in price. You know, it was hitting some sales and that sort of thing. Not necessarily they've dropped the price completely, saying like, here, you can now get it for this much less forever. No, it's just that some of these people have had sales on the game that have dropped it down to like $30. That doesn't include the DLC that comes with it or anything, but they've dropped it down to about $30. That's cheaper and it's faster than Destiny 1 at this point in its release. It did have price cuts, but it was later in its release, probably around Black Friday, knowing how that works, and they weren't as deep as what they are now for Destiny 2. So, yeah, you could easily hold off. I'm holding off on Destiny 2 on PC. I feel like I'll eventually get that. Matt has changed his stance. I checked in with Matt last night, and he had already preloaded the game on PC. So Matt will be playing Destiny 2 on PC. I will eventually be there, but I don't think I'll be there at launch. Next week is a big week, man. Next week is Destiny 2 on PC. Next week is also Assassin's Creed Origins. Next week is Mario Odyssey. Next week is Wolfenstein 2. Next week is Stranger Things Season 2. Next week, this is only locally, but I have to be there, and so I won't be home to play the game, but the local fair is in town. I have to be there. The weird thing is like about a month ago, they had us sign up for our shifts. We had to each pick 3 shifts to do. And I'm usually always picking the first night and the second night to get them out of the way as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the first night lands on the same release date as Stranger Things Season 2, Wolfenstein 2, Mario Odyssey. Just ruined myself. No, I'm not a carny, actually. No. Nope. But I do go there, and I do work the booth for the radio station. Well, and we do have a game. So maybe I am. Maybe in some way I actually am. It's because we do have a game. It's a free game, though. You don't have to pay anything to play that game.
Yeah, I don't think you count.
It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy being out there because the food is fantastic. It's horrible for you. It is horrible for you. Have you ever had a fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No.
It's amazing. It's like a donut filled with peanut butter and jelly, and it's warm. It's oh, don't give me that look.
It's a big Pop-Tart, basically.
I hate warm peanut butter unless it's in cookie form.
Well, I mean, so basically they take a Uncrustable.
Yeah.
And they shove a stick in it. Then they dip it in batter.
Uh-huh.
And then they put it in the deep fryer. And then they pull it out, and there you go. And you've got a nice fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Fantastic.
Look, man, we live in the South. There's a fried version of everything.
Well, there is. They got fried Twinkies, fried Snickers. They got a lot of fried things.
You've had a fried banana sandwich?
They probably do. They probably would make that.
Yeah.
They have fried cheese curds. Those are good.
Cheese curds are delicious.
Oh, they are. Fried or unfried. I prefer unfried, honestly, because when you eat them fried, it's just mostly eating. You hardly eat the cheese curd at all. It's everything surrounding the thing. But yeah, no, it's. I don't know. I really love the food there. Big old turkey legs, and they did one where they cut a donut in half and then they put a hamburger, and then cheese on top and stuff, and they made that was the bun. The donut was the bun.
Okay, Paula Deen.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah.
Although I think
Yeah.
that's specifically a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
We had that little local carnival in front of GT South a while back.
There's a local carnival in front of GT.
Yeah, there's a little local carnival thing.
That sounds sketchy.
Yeah, but
that
still.
sounds like a guy who put together some broken car parts.
Yeah, but still, didn't stop a lot of folks from pretending though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't somebody who stole the buggies from the other department stores around there and was just I'm going to push you down the parking lot.
Look,
it's a ride.
Look, it was lights.
I did that with somebody in Ireland.
It was lights and carousels and something spinning in the middle of the parking lot. But yeah, had folks a lot of good time there. But
Interesting.
The food, they were pretty much the same level. They had chicken on a stick, The large, inhumane looking chicken thing. I don't
big
know.
legs?
The
One
turkey leg?
I don't know. It was like a huge looking like a big chicken nugget stuck on a stick or something. It had like
Oh, yeah.
bacon at the top, bacon or biscuit stuck on the top. All types of things, man. Carnival's just places where really people get really experimental with food. Let's see what happens if I do this.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, that starts up. So I'm going to be kind of behind on playing anything for next week. By the time we do the show next weekend, because my Friday night will be occupied. And then after the show on Saturday, I have to go back over there and work that night. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's ST and Fuller, let's be honest. It ain't carnival food unless it's fried and on a stick. Pretty much.
I mean, funnel cakes.
Funnel cakes are great. Elephant ears. What else do they do there? The Polish sausage. The big old hot dogs and stuff. So, enough about this. Back to video gaming. RJ, because I told you I haven't played anything other than Destiny. RJ, what have you played?
Same thing. Destiny 2 is what I've been working on dailies and weeklies, basically.
Well, I was about to say, what are you working on there? You've pretty much gotten all your characters up to
all my characters up to 290 right now.
Okay.
Because typically what I've been doing is whatever I do for one, I immediately go to the second one and do the same thing. So I've been trying to get Call to Arms, basically all the powerful gear stuff that I'm working on.
Powerful gear is all you need to worry about, man.
And
those reputation bundle things, meh.
Yeah, I tried. I'm trying to get the reputation bundle for strikes anyway because I'm trying to get the Nameless Midnight back.
That's a really good gun.
Yeah.
That's a really good gun. I got that in the Nightfall strike I did last night. I got a 300 Nameless Midnight drop, which means I could get rid of my 298 Nameless Midnight. But I fused that into my Mida multi-tool so that I could bring my Mida multi-tool, which was 291 or something, up to 297. Or actually, it bumped it up even further because of the mods and stuff. It bumped it up to 304.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I'm sitting at 303 right now, and that is comfortably. And by that I mean with weapons that I would use regularly, not just throwing on something because it's high level, but throwing on something that has use out of it. Like a sniper rifle and a shotgun, I really have no use in the main, in playing around with. I have no use for those. It's either rocket launchers or swords that I want. And right now I'm carrying a sword that's 303. My Mida mini tool is 296. That's the highest I've got for my energy weapons, my mid. And then my main weapon is 304, is the Mida multi-tool. So I'm comfortable with that loadout. And so I'm really happy that I'm there at 303 now. So, but yeah, Nameless Midnight, great gun. Use that in the raid. That's good to use in the raid, and used in PvP too. Yeah,
they should have kept that one, but I used it to pick up something else. So right now I'm using my Mida multi-tool as my exotic. I'm using the 3 Mida mini tools as my energy, one for each energy type. But I did get a Skyburner's Oath to drop. It was a 301, so I used that to update the Mida. So I'm going to be using that until I get the Nameless Midnight back. So I'll be doing strikes over and over again. Haven't done the Nightfalls or the strikes or anything like that, but I need to. So when you said that you're going to be doing a raid or whatever, Nightfall or whatever, I need to get in on that because I've never done that because that's been sitting on my milestones since release.
I did it last night. This one's not a bad one to do. In fact, I won't get anything from it if I run it with my Warlock, and my other 2 characters aren't level enough to do it because I haven't even run them yet.
What are their levels at?
They're not. I haven't even run them through. I haven't run them through the story yet at all.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even played the first mission in that.
Okay, so you just make them and get to them later.
I mean, they're already pre-made for me because it carried over my stuff from
Destiny
1.
Okay.
Carried them over. I mean, it carried over their look and their set and everything else. So my hunter looks exactly like my hunter from the other one.
Okay.
And my Titan looks exactly like my Titan from Destiny 1. But they're sitting at level, light level 100, level 1, because I haven't even taken them through that first story where you have to fight Gaul and fall off the ship and then have to walk all hurt through the city and stuff. I haven't
started story mode.
I haven't done any of that on those 2. So
in my case, the only character I ever played in Destiny 1 was a Titan. So it was just that and 2 empty slots. And then following your suggestion about make a Warlock and make a Hunter.
So you can,
to be a little more versatile in the game. So I did that, and like I said, everything I did for my Titan, I did for my Hunter and Warlock over and over and
Yep.
over and over and over again.
Yep.
So now now everybody's at least a 290 light level.
Yeah, I'm not looking for. I mean, it'll be nice to get back there, but I'm not really looking forward to having 3 characters that I need to run through everything with, essentially 3 times.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
I
grind.
will have that compulsion to do that.
Yeah, it is a grind. I'll tell you that. It is.
Yeah.
But more opportunities to get more stuff to
I know.
check.
You know what?
Swap
I
from
can't wait
everybody
to
else.
see how much my glimmer is going to balloon when I have 3 characters. Because right now it runs kind of low just running one guy. Because I go and I pick up all the Cade 6 maps every time they reset. Those cost about, I think those are 4,000 each, and there's 5 of
I thought it
them.
was 4,500 glimmer.
Yeah.
Each, yeah.
And there's 5 of them.
Yeah, I only bought one of those.
So it's a lot to pick up every week when I do that. So yeah, my glimmer it's not as full as it once was. But I know when I have those other characters running, man, that stuff will I'll never worry about it again.
Something else I must have wanted to think about was how I didn't remember how you can't like trade items between players. I mean, it's for you and that's it.
You mean between players as in like you and me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No. So if I
That's never been
No.
around.
yeah. So yeah, I remember doing that in Fantasy Star Online, things like that. You know, do you have this? No. Drop. There you go.
Yeah.
Drop it on the floor. They'll pick it up and they'll trade some with you back or something like that.
Used
But
to do that in Crackdown.
Yeah.
Co-op
Trading
and
items, yeah.
co-op and Crackdown. I'd be like, I've got this big weapon, and then because it was in my inventory, so I would drop it, and then somebody else would pick it up, and it's like, boom, you've discovered this weapon. Congratulations. Then I would go to the weapon loadout thing, grab that weapon back that I dropped, and then boom, we both got the weapon. It was fantastic to be able to do that. But no, Destiny doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see how the PC how PC is gonna work for everybody. I'm really hoping for good things. I'm hoping to see our clan balloon a little bit.
Yeah, with that perk,
with more people playing.
Yeah, with that level 6 perk, it said much higher chance of picking up stuff when you work with the
Well,
clan
I'm
member.
curious how that's going to work for PC. Would people go in? Are they just going to be like, boom, here, you're already at level 6 for season 1. Congrats. It should, right?
Yeah, once you unlock the clan,
Yeah.
then you're at whatever the clan has hit.
But they're not going to get any of those engrams from previous levels up and things like that.
No.
So,
No,
yeah.
but that's the same as if somebody joined the clan now.
Right, yeah.
So we'd be at level
Yeah.
6, but they wouldn't get the perks for anything we'd already done.
That was some of the things they talked about when they were explaining seasons last night at the TwitchCon, was that everything that we've done already is going to happen again before season 1 is over with to get the PC players caught up with everything. So there will be another Iron Banner done in the same way this past Iron Banner was done. But after that, season 2's Iron Banner will have we'll get an overhaul into how it all works. It still won't be light level specific. Your light level won't matter in it. But instead of doing the token redemption thing, they're going to do something. They're going to have milestones for you to reach, where you can get the weapons and the gear for the Iron Banner as you go through it. He said that some of the mods on the weapons will not be available to you until, like, you can hover over the mods and it'll say win 10 Iron Banner matches to unlock this. And so then you can go back in and win 10 Iron Banner matches and unlock things. So there'll be certain criteria, certain milestones to hit within Iron Banner to unlock further things in the weapons and stuff. Ornaments, yes, that's what he says. They will get ornaments. So, I'm more excited about Season 2 than I am. Not only Season 2, but also, I think they talked about Festival of the Lost, but they mainly talked about the Dawning, I guess, their Christmas event. Snowball fights, ice hockey, new ships, new gear, new stuff. They never once spoke about light level increase, though. They
Nope.
never once said anything about that, which is interesting. So,
Speaking of Iron Banner, they were right. I think Trump DeGeneres was right about that scout rifle for them. It is terrible.
no, it's not good.
The rate of fire is bad, and the impact is significantly less than what the Nameless Midnight does.
Nameless Midnight is great.
Yeah.
Nameless Midnight, and then the Future War Cult scout rifle, that doesn't even matter anymore because I got that Uriel's Gift.
Uriel's Gift, yeah.
Yeah, that auto rifle is fantastic. I love that in PvP. So, I don't know. If you want to run the Nightfall tonight, we can run it. I will jump in there and run that with you. It'd be good. I think Nameless Midnight drops with this Nightfall. I think it has the chance to drop with
She has
this
a chance to
Nightfall.
drop.
Yeah. But I will run it with you. It's an easy Nightfall to run. Prestige mode, not so much.
That's one with time limit, isn't it?
Well, this one's got a time limit, but you can increase the time in the normal. In the hard mode Nightfall, the time does not increase. You are locked in at 17 minutes to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even 16. I'm not sure. I did Prestige already. Josh is in there. Josh, I did Prestige it for it last night. Got the trophy and everything. It was fantastic. I don't ever want to do Prestige again. No, we tried it about 5 times before we got it right. Your loadout is locked.
Yep.
And not only your loadout, but like I had not, my grenades were, I'm doing the arc on the Warlock, and so I've got a grenade there that I throw and it like lightnings down on everything. I wanted to change that to the pulse. So when I throw it, it does this. You can't change that once you go in there. You can't change
everything
anything.
is locked.
Wow, so hard light is locked in one polarity and nothing else then.
I mean, everything is locked.
Everything is
everything
locked
is locked. Your loadout is completely locked.
So I have to know what type of enemies are in there anyway.
Played the Nightfall like 5 times. I have not completed the Nightfall.
I wish you were on PS4.
I know.
Please, can we start a GoFundMe or something? Get you
Feel
on
free.
I want you to get on PS4 and play with us.
If I do it, I'm greedy, but if y'all do it, it's a gift. I'm kidding. A little bit.
Yeah, I know. I really want to get you over there on PS4.
It's just not sure about the hard light, but yeah. I mean, you're just not sure about the hard light because since you are in the weapon, you're not switching the weapon. Yeah, the weapon's not switching. It's just the polarity of energy type in there. That's what I like about it. At any given time. Whatever energy I need, I can switch to it. Not switching the weapon, just the bullets it shoots out.
I don't have hard light, so I don't know. But I know
either.
you can't switch like what type of grenade you're running or what your subclass is or anything like that. So I don't know.
But can
if
you
it
go
would
in
let
there
me.
and change? Like hard light is a weapon that can cycle between arc, solar, or void.
Yeah. I don't have it, so I don't know if you can.
We used there is no burn type of thing. You know what I'm saying? There is no specific burn on this Nightfall.
Yeah.
The people you run into, I say the enemies you run into, don't really have any kind of shields.
Yeah, that's it's basically what I use energy for anyway.
Yeah,
just
I remembered
shields,
seeing some solar shields, but that was it. The guns that we used, we all used the gun Sweet Business.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Gatling gun-like auto rifle.
The Gatling gun looking thing, yeah.
We used Sweet Business. I used my Future War Cult Scout rifle in the second slot, and then I used my Curtain Call, my big rocket launcher that has cluster bombs in the last one.
Yeah.
One other guy was running pretty much the same thing, except he was using Ward of Coil.
Ward-off coil, yeah.
Yeah, he was using that. And that was the setup and loadout that we finally got it done. If you're running Titan, use those. Your stuff regenerates fast. Your super doesn't regenerate so fast. I mean, it does, but like grenades, you can throw one, and then by the time it's done its stuff, you can throw another one.
Yeah.
The same happened with. I'm a warlock, so I use that healing rift that gives me the little arc buddies that hang around with me and
The
shoot
Arc
stuff.
Soul.
Yeah. I would throw that down, and before the thing had already finished, my next one was ready to throw back down again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have those things. So your Titan shields, man, use those, throw those things up so the team can get behind them, and yeah, it's tough though. We were cutting it very close every single time we got to the end boss. We got to the end boss around 5 minutes left, a little less than 5 minutes left, but we would not take him out. The picture, PS4 takes a picture of when you get an achievement, takes a screenshot of when you get an achievement. And the picture is our complete,
I said that's interesting.
Yeah. The picture is our whole team dead. Our whole team is dead. The guy threw a grenade, died, and then the grenade's pulse or whatever eventually took the last of his the last of his health off.
That's a Dark Souls level type of win on that one.
Yeah, no, the timer was pretty much done. You know, he had thrown that thing out and it's boom, 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 and then it took him out, and we got through it. That's why I said I just wanted it for the trophy. I never want to do that again. Now I don't know if I'll run I don't think I can run the prestige with you. I think what's your highest level character?
293.
It'd be tough. We were all 300 plus. I may have been 299.
How about your weapons?
My weapon was, my sweet business was like 296.
Yeah, my might of multi-tool is at 301 right now. Maybe I have a chance. I don't know. I've never tried it before, so.
You definitely have a chance to run the Nightfall regularly. And since you've never done that before, we might as well go through it and do it. And you can do it on all 3 of your characters as well. So at least get you the achievement of doing a Nightfall and also get you all the gear that you can get from doing that. So we can definitely run that. Crap, I haven't paid attention to time. We have to take a commercial. I have not been paying attention to the clock. I am sorry. We could have gone for hours on this. We have to take a break. When we come back, we will... everything's good here. When we come back, we will have more in-game chat. We'll talk to Sarah. Was that all the games that you'd played?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Worth mentioning was Destiny 2.
Yeah, we'll talk to Sarah about what she's been playing over on the Xbox side of things.
Yes.
Josh is like, don't you want a nice little aura? I got that. I told you I beat the thing last night. I have the aura. I have it. Do I want it in future? No, I don't care. Unless it's an easy thing to do. Unless it's just like this one, where it's an easy thing to do, or at least, by the skin of your teeth, easy thing to do, then no, I don't care about the aura. I don't. We'll be back with more in-game chat after this. We're playing all Halloween songs, we're playing all songs from scary games, is what we're doing. This is from a game called Lucius, which I had never heard. It's about an evil boy. It's about an evil, it's about Omen, basically.
Okay.
It's the Omen.
So basically what I do at work every day.
This one's just called In-Game. So anyway, we'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. There's a story behind this. I'm not sure what game this is from. It could be from Seventh Guest, or it could be from the sequel, which was called The 11th Hour. I was trying to find specifically music from The 11th Hour. It was very hard to do. I had to download an hour of a soundtrack, and I can't tell if they mixed them together, if they put music from both. But I had no idea where the stops and starts were, and so I just found this little section in the middle. I grabbed it. That's why I don't have a title for it, but it comes from one of those 2 games. I do not know what the track is called. It's an old PC game, by the way.
I played that in high school.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I played Seventh Guest, and I tried to play 11th Hour, but it wouldn't run on my system. Yeah.
I never finished it. One of my friends owned it, so when I'd spend the night with her, we'd try to play.
I think it's on GOG. Good Old Games. I think it's over there to download and play. I may actually have it on GOG, which I think comes with soundtracks. I thought. I need to open up my GOG and find out. Sarah, what have you played? I mean, I know you play Destiny. What have you been playing?
Destiny.
Okay, there we go. This is now the Destiny show. It's just going to turn into that.
Yeah, unfortunately, with my work schedule right now, I'm working about 52 hours a week.
Good.
And so I have enough time to come home, play a little bit of Destiny with a friend, and then go to bed.
And then go.
So
you've got friends on Destiny?
I have
on
one.
The Xbox? Okay.
Well, 1.5.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, our clan has open membership now, so like if you guys play with I do this I'll pop into the tower, and when I'm just playing around in the tower, has anybody played the lava game in the tower?
yes.
Okay, cool.
It's so fun.
Not familiar with that.
Yeah, he's
There's
not
a thing that you can pick up. It says, don't pick this up. And if you do, then it starts a game of the floor is lava.
Oh.
And so,
And
Oh, I
you've
saw
got
that.
you've got 3 different places that you can go to, and there'll be a beam that lights up to let you know which one to go to, and you have to not touch the floor to get over there.
Okay.
If you do, you get a quickness buff, which is really cool because then it moves you around the tower really fast. You can jump really high with it, but it's only in the tower that you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't pick it up.
Oh yeah,
Left it alone.
you are not like anybody else that I know. Then something says don't do it. RJ will not do it. So yeah, Destiny.
But that would affect everybody else in the tower as well, right?
no,
No, it
it's
doesn't.
just if you. It's just
Just
for
for- okay.
whoever's picked it up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I see the purple ball, green ball, and I see that big
The big giant
giant
Yeah.
traveler
thing.
ball. Yeah. I don't know what triggers that, but
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know what triggers it either, but I know people lose their minds when they see it. They
I know. It's
Yes.
like, the balls are the big one. Our clan is open membership. It used to be closed, where you'd have to send out invites and you'd have to approve people or whatever. I turned that thing off.
Yeah, I saw a lot of pending.
I had no
on that
idea.
thing, yeah.
I had no idea why it was like that, but I turned it off.
But I felt so powerful being able to review people.
Well, I wasn't getting notifications of like, hey, somebody's wanting to join the clan. You should go check it. I was having to check in like multiple times a day to make sure that there was nobody waiting to get in. I didn't like that. I was like, just keep it open membership. So we're not hardcore people at all. Just come and go as you please if you want to join the clan and play with. But I'll be in the tower, and when I've got time, I'll go to the member list of the people who are in the tower, and I'll just scroll down and be like, they don't have a clan. Send them an invite. They don't have a clan. Send them an invite. There was somebody we rated with. There was somebody on Reddit.
Yeah.
Who I was looking for. I was looking for somebody to go through the raid, and there was this guy who was like, "Hey, I'm just looking to join a clan," and I immediately went to our app and I sent a clan invite through there, and then I wrote back to him and I said, "I've sent you an invite. Join if you want. We're really laid back. We're casual. You are not required to do whatever during the week or anything like that. So and you can come and go as you please. If you try it out and you don't like it, you can leave. It's no big deal." So he joined up, and so yeah, randomness is fun to have people join the clan. I like doing that. I'm hoping our clan. If you're not, by the way, if you're planning on picking up the PC version of Destiny 2 and you're not in a clan, feel free to join ours. Just reach out to me and I'll shoot you an invite. I think you need to register your name with Bungie.net, especially now that you have Battle.net to work through. On the PC side of things. So link those 2 accounts and it'll be easier to find you whenever I can send the invite. So yeah, Destiny 2, do you play? Are you running all 3? What are you running?
So I've been running my Warlock, and she is like 298 or something like that. I have not raided, and I have not completed a Nightfall. And then I actually just started my Hunter last night, and got her through the fall of the city and the mission on Titan.
Ask you a question. This is just a preference question. I'm just curious. When you go through a character selection process, character creation process, given the chance to select male or female,
It's always a lady.
it's always female?
Always
Yeah.
a lady.
I run into guys who pick the same thing.
Yeah.
Whenever they play that, it's always a lady they want to pick.
I have
Don't-
a friend who does that. He's like, I'd really rather just stare at a girl for like 60 hours.
I don't mind it. Whatever your reason is, I have no problem with it. But I have never felt compelled when I'm playing these things and creating a character to pick a female. With the exception of City of Heroes. And they gave me enough character slots in City of Heroes that I picked a female because, well, my main I picked was male. And then once I got him to the level cap, you could pick a different type of character, and I stuck with male on that as well, because it was continuing the storyline of my backstory of my character that I created.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. It was comic books. You were creating superheroes, and I had this drawn-out thing. So anyway, but sometimes for that game, I would just open it up to create a character and go through the character creation process, because it was so immense.
Yeah.
Of different ways to design your character. But in playing a game that gives me the choice to pick a male or female character, I am really trying hard to remember when I have picked female for my character. I cannot think of one. I will say this, in Assassin's Creed, Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
It's the brother-sister team, right?
Yeah.
I'll always go with her over him. Mainly the benefits that she's more stealthy and he's more not.
Mm-hmm. Did you play Dishonored 2?
I have it, and I haven't gotten into it. Once it led me into the choice where you have to, hang on, caller. Once it led me into the choice where it's like, all right, pick one. I was like, uh-oh. I need to research this. Because I wanted to see who had what powers.
Yeah.
And which way, like, if you go this way, you're going to be doing more of this. Or if you go this way, you're going to do... I like to study my choices whenever it's given that. Not necessarily when it's given male or female. I just like to study my choices when it's got a skill tree involved, or when it's got any kind of selection process like that. I'm like, okay, let's see which way I should go. I always have the intention on those things to go back and pick the other options. But no, I haven't gotten any further in that. Does Prey let you pick a male or a female? Doesn't it?
I don't know. That is not one I've picked up.
Do I have your mic off or something?
Okay. I think it does. Prey does. Because the name is unisex, isn't it? Morgan. It can go for male or female. So I think it is a option in there. I think I read an article where it said that.
And I picked the male for that one. Yeah.
I think
you can't even see your character. It's first person, but I still picked male.
Yeah.
So I started playing games again with Mass Effect. So I've never not had the option of picking a male or a female and developing my character. So it's just, why wouldn't I play a female if I can?
Yeah, I think in my case, I've always used either or, male or female. I've always had a male or female. Dark Souls have been that way. Destiny I've been that way, except for Destiny 1 only is one character. I think the more robust your creative character options are, the more likely I am to see what I could do in each male or female. See what I can get out of that.
Yeah, I no.
Oh, any Fallout game I played. I've always played. I had one male, one female. Played through two types of characters. See what I can do with each one, just to see how they look compared to each other.
I will say in games with voice acting, sometimes it does come down to the voice actor. Like Dragon Age Inquisition, I played a female, but I also went through all the voice actors going, okay, well, no, I'm not playing that. Like, I wouldn't play a Qunari because the female Qunari voice actor was not somebody I could listen to for that long.
Saints Row 3 lets you pick your characters and then lets you pick the voice of your character. So I could have this big burly whatever, but I could give him a female voice. Or I could pick a female and give it a big man voice type thing.
I remember the zombie voice and hearing the zombie sing that song at the very beginning of 3 as you're riding back to your hideout or whatever.
Yeah,
trying to hear him sing that. It's one of the funniest moments in gaming I've
God, I love Saints Row. Man, I love me some Saints Row. I was curious. That was just a thing. I've always been curious about that. I know some people who are strictly like, every time if I get a chance to pick male or female, I go female. Men who are like that, and you're the first woman I've asked, so I can only say I've only asked you.
Yeah.
I'm curious if women do that, and if they go male every time, and what might the reasoning be, if there is any at all.
Most of the other women I've talked to play female because it's still rare enough that we can, that we would rather if we have the option.
I don't know. As much as I really don't role play in games like this, I guess part of that selection is role playing for me, because it is still sticking to my gender for that, and so it's still putting me in that place. But like in Destiny, I don't think I picked a female for either one of them, of my alts. I feel like I did because, it gives you 3, and I feel like I went 2 male and then 1 female just to completely change it up, but I don't think I did. I don't know. It's always been, I guess, even when it's not even role-playing, which is Destiny definitely is not, part of it is when I'm doing the character creation. Part of that is role-play to pick the same person or the same gender that represents me. When I make that selection, it's very interesting. That's a fascinating thing. I want to go deeper into, but I don't think I can. Only for the fact that I don't have enough data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need more women and more men in here to ask this question. I need to do a poll type thing, and then I need to figure out what I don't know.
Well, conveniently, I have a degree in anthropology. I could conduct a study.
I'm really curious. Does this not strike something in you to kind of figure out not necessarily the why, but just what are the statistics on that? You know?
Yeah, I don't have hard numbers. I just have anecdotal evidence from talking to other women, and also from getting seriously trolled online when I got excited that I could play a female character in a game. That was a fun night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Has that mostly stopped?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't come in for it very often because I'm not anybody interesting. But no, that is still super.
So, like, what are the factors in what makes you pick your gender, like relatability or just how it looks or something like that? Or
in City of Heroes, it was amazing because you'd see a female superhero out there, and or in the social space, and then all the male superheroes would, I don't know, they wouldn't make any kind of gestures because those didn't exist in the game, but they were like offering things and gifts and what. I mean, it was just a.
I stopped playing Titanfall because
it's just the
it was
Titanfall, really?
Yeah, it so I only played for about 2 weeks. And my very first match I didn't know how to mute everybody else on my team, so there was some commentary.
You're talking about the voice chat.
Well, once I figured out how to mute voice chat, because I always mute the voice chat.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed that like other players would like come up to my character and like try to interact, and it's like, I'm trying to shoot people. Could you get out of the way? Like,
I know.
Jogging in front of me. No, stop it. Just stop. And it was people on my own team messing with me because I was playing a female build. And there were guys on my team playing female builds because before I muted the voice chat, I heard that. But it was just so annoying. I was like, I just want to play. I'm bad at it. I get it. But let me go get killed on my own. Thank you.
This is a horrible topic to bring up right when we have to take a break because I want to discuss this further. We also have a phone call from Joshua who's on the phone right now. Hey, man.
Hey. Wow, that was a skip.
That was a what?
I think, never mind.
Okay.
The difference between radio and phone.
Oh, yeah. No, it was. I threw you on very quick. But we have a few minutes. I got to take a break here. But what did you want to talk about?
Oh, you mentioned City of Heroes. I figured I'd call in. That game was my life back in the day.
It was mine for a long time too. This was back when I had a different job here at the radio station, and I would get off work at about 10 in the morning or around noon. I would get off, and so I'd have the rest of the day to squander away. I would sit out by the pool or get into the pool, or I would sit there and play City of Heroes because back then you had to run a quest just to get your stupid cape. And so I ran that quest to get my cape, and then they gave you alternative costumes so you could have again, I'm role playing, so I got my civilian costume and I would role play. Anytime I was needed to go into a mission or something, I would run behind a building and do the F2 or whatever it was, and boom, I'd be in my superhero outfit, and then I'd go do my thing. Loved City of Heroes so much. I have standees in my house for both City of Heroes and City of Villains.
Wow.
I loved it so much.
I did the teleport thing, where like you teleport in place, boom, new costume.
Oh, and that's nice. Yeah, I never even thought about that. Jumping, by the way, was the best travel power in that game.
Oh yeah. I mean, flight was okay, but it was kind of boring. And then
flight was too slow. Flight you needed an amazing amount of stamina, and you needed a bunch of feathers in your hat to get the flight to get the fast movement, because I think they stacked like 4 at a time, and you need a bunch of those to get fast movement. Teleportation used up your stamina very fast. Speedster was not bad. It was probably the second best, but jumping was the best way to travel. It was the fastest. It got you there quicker than anybody else, and jumping was the better of the travel powers in City of Heroes.
Yeah, I really miss that game. They're coming out with a bunch of new alternatives right now.
No
a couple
one,
of
no
different
one,
remakes.
no one has matched the character creator that is in City of Heroes.
Yeah, Alliance Online is trying. I could go on for hours about the City of Heroes.
Hey, let me ask you, Joshua, when you picked up City of Heroes, did you play as a male or a female?
I actually did multiple roles. I played both male and female because I was part of a story group.
Yep.
A roleplay
nice.
service fixed it up.
It was, oh man, we did. There's some. If I could find the images, somebody photoshopped a comic book cover of us because people were taking in-game screenshots. We would all get together. RJ, were you a part of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to be the healer and support character for the
What
group.
was the name of your character?
Dr. Garland.
Dr. Garland. Mine was Mobius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. James was Frakir, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy had one, and I can't remember what that character's name was. Kevin had one as well. A lot of people inside the. This was back on our old website, Mouselook.
Yeah.
We had teams and stuff. Oh God, good stuff, man.
Yeah, I was the one teleporting to the top of buildings and jumping off and teleporting
And
at
then
the last
teleporting
second.
at the last second. Yeah,
second
that's
before it hit the ground.
Man, hey Josh, we appreciate the call, man.
Yep.
Take
Sure thing.
care.
Take care now.
We have got to take a break because we were way behind. So we're going to take this break. When we come back, more in-game chat. Here is music from. Sadly, I've used this music before, but I had to use it again because they shut down Visceral Games. EA did. So here is music from Dead Space. We're going to talk about that when we come back. By the way. Welcome back to in-game chat. Got some creepy music going on.
Yes.
Slightly.
Basically, when I've run out of ideas, I go to Steam and I search with the tag horror, and then I look at all the games. I'm like, oh, I can get music from this, from this, from this. That's how I found Lucius. And what was another one that? I think that's all we played. Lucius and Dead Space. This is from Slender, The Arrival.
Okay.
Track title is called Slender. I've never played the game.
You've watched it though, haven't you?
I was about to say, I think you just kind of wander around in the woods. It's basically survival.
Yeah, you're
is all
walking
it
around
is.
trying to find pieces of this book, and all the while, this basically you're being stalked by this
Slender
entity
Man.
trying to get you.
Yeah.
Trying to get you. There's
And-
plenty of videos on YouTube. Look bad. I've seen
There is, but I'm
plenty
a
of like
wuss,
that. Yeah.
so I don't like it. It's weird. I can kind of do horror movies, but horror games, I guess because it puts you in the control of that. So again, it goes a little bit back to role playing. Kind of puts you in the whole thing. Puts you in the persona. We were talking during the break about gifting games with Steam and stuff because it's the best way to do that. We had a leak here of the rest of the Steam sales for 2017. Halloween sale begins this Thursday and goes through November the 1st. I have no idea what will be on sale for that, but it starts this Thursday. Black Friday sale is November 22nd through the 28th. And The winter sale starts December 21st and goes through January 4th. So there you go. Steam sales are not what they used to be. They used to be they used to be great things. They have long lost that luster. So yeah. Let's see. I was going to talk about Visceral Games shutting down, which is kind of a thing. Visceral Games is an EA company. They made Dead Space, and they made. Did they make Dante's Inferno? I think it's Visceral. Yeah, Visceral.
Maybe, yeah.
Visceral made Dante's Inferno, and they made Dead Space, and EA has decided to shut them down. They were currently working on a Star Wars game, not a very high-profile Star Wars game in the sense of the public really being aware of it. They only showed off a sliver of the game at E3, not this year, but E3 last year. Mm-hmm. And then they never spoke about it again at this year's E3. It was never even brought up. Last year, they talked about it. They interviewed Amy in their little video. Amy Hennig, by the way, is who works at Visceral, working on the Star Wars game. I haven't spoken to Amy to know what's going on. It was kind of an odd thing to I didn't know how to approach her and ask her anything, because she knows what I do, but she also knows that I don't necessarily blab out information that she gives me, and I wasn't sure that it was the right time to kind of even reach out and just ask her how things were and what her status was. She may not know what her status is. I just felt like I should give it time before I reach out to her and ask her what's going on.
Right.
Looking over some of the news stories here to find out what is going on. Polygon says that they asked about her future at EA, and a representative for the company told Polygon, "We're in discussions with Amy about her next move." I don't know what that means. It's PR talk, obviously, but yeah, I'd rather talk to her and find out what her next move is.
Yeah.
If there is any. I really don't know if they've completely scrapped her work, or if they're just like, look, you're still going to be working on what you're working on, but we're going to add this other component to it. Because it really sounds like that's what they're doing. Here is their statement on this whole thing. Throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. This is corporate speak of the highest level. It has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we needed to pivot that design. The most hated word in PR for me is pivot. Not just that, but in politics and everything else, pivot. We will maintain the stunning visuals. Pivot, by the way, is a horrible word to use. Pivot already makes you look shady. Whenever you say it, we got to pivot. We will maintain the stunning visuals, authenticity in the Star Wars universe, and focus on bringing a Star Wars story to life. Importantly, we are shifting the game to be a broader experience that allows for more variety and player agency, leaning into the capabilities. I almost said capitalism, because that's what it is. Yeah. Leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore. Let's break that down. Let's go sentence by sentence here. And let me be clear, PR speak has very long sentences. The more words they put in there, the more they can hide their point. Let's start at the beginning. Throughout the development process, we've been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. Let's go with testing the game concept with players, listening to feedback about what and how they want to play. This, to me, translates as we see success in our Battlefront franchise. We see success in the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds franchise, this survival battle royale situation. Fortnite is also knocking it out of the park as well, and they're doing the same thing that's going on over there with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. This is the feedback that they're seeing, that this is what's making the most money and is currently on the tip of the popular iceberg of gamers at the moment. even though I don't play it.
Yeah.
I don't know that you don't play it.
So this is
I
what
don't.
You don't play it.
basically this is what's hot now.
This is what the thing is that everybody needs. And now that translates into a few things. A multiplayer base game, not single player. Instances where it's just like, let's throw you into a game for about 15 minutes and see who wins. So competitive, put it that way. Putting in competitive play, multiplayer play, open world play. They're throwing that in there as well. The thing that they're leaving out is single player experience. That's one of the things that they're leaving out, and they're leaving that out for a reason. The next part of that sentence says, closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. That directly relates back to what the players are doing. The players are playing. The marketplace right now is big on those two games. Fortnite's huge. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is huge. Those things are huge because they have that battle royale sense of the multiplayer competitive play going on inside them. I don't know how long matches are, but I'm throwing out an arbitrary number, 15-minute quick matches.
About to say something quick.
Yeah, to say I say 15 minutes. It may be shorter than that. It may be longer. I've never played pub, so I don't know. But that's what that translates into, is to what they're seeing the marketplace move to. They look at stuff like Shadow of War, which is sales on that. I don't know what that is, but they looked at what Shadow of War was doing. That's not an EA game. It's a WB game. But oh God, I hate to throw this out there. I hate the term, but the loot box situation. The marketplace of selling things after you've bought the game, making more money after the game has been bought.
Yeah.
Or offering the game for free and then making money off of something like that. EA will never do that. So that was the first sentence. The second sentence, it has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to, they're putting it, what's the psychological term? Skinner box.
Skinner box.
Yeah. They're putting in the Skinner box. They're putting in the casino aspect. The thing of keep playing so you have the possibility to win more stuff or get more stuff, something that players will come back to. This doesn't relate to single-player gameplay. It has become clear to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to. That doesn't translate to single-player experience. Story-driven, yes, because you will play it, and then you'll stop, and then you'll come back so you can continue to play that story. But once you're done with that story, they don't want you for the amount of time that the game exists. They want you for the amount of time until they can put something new out that you'll buy and then jump onto that train and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to recreate Destiny.
I mean, I don't even know if they're trying to recreate. This is EA.
But like that's the Destiny model.
It is the Destiny model, but it's also the Warcraft model. It is also the Battlefront model. It is every multiplayer model that has had it's every game model that comes with DLC for the most part, with the exception of single-player games. Mm-hmm. Single-player games don't throw you back into the story once you've completed it, unless it's an expansion pack.
Look, there was a time when all these story-based games would have, like, I think I talked about a while back, about how story-based games, the multiplayer aspect in there felt forced. Like, they just crammed it in there because we want to get, like you said, as much as we can after the fact, get you to spend more money on the game after the fact. Because when you're done with story, like Dead Space, things like that, Last of Us, when I was done with the story, that was it. I had absolutely no desire to play the multiplayer aspect of those games, so I just left it alone.
Mass Effect and Tomb Raider were two that was just like, really? Why?
Yeah.
Although I heard the Mass Effect thing was actually fun, the Horde mode thing that they put in there.
It was.
Yeah, James raves on that. He loves
For
it.
Andromeda?
Yes.
Yeah. The Mass Effect...
Wait, not Andromeda. It was Mass Effect 3 that had it.
Okay.
It started it.
Okay. Yeah, the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was awkward. It worked better in Andromeda. But like Tomb Raider, how is there multiplayer in Tomb Raider?
Wasn't it in Uncharted as well?
Uncharted had multiplayer.
Had a multiplayer mode in there as well? Yeah.
And I guess it did all right. You know, I mean, do you ever have memories sometimes that stick out in your head of embarrassments? I was with Amy at Naughty Dog Studios, and she was introducing me to the players and stuff, and not the players, but the developers.
Right.
And she said, "Oh, that's," and I can't remember the guy's name. I have his business card, but she's like, "Oh, that's blah blah." And I was like, "Hey, I'm a really big fan." And she said, "Yeah, he's a big fan of what we're doing here. They work on the multiplayer aspect." And I was like, good. Not really a big fan of the multiplayer, but I love the game. And then I walked away and I thought, oh, that was a horrible thing to say. Ugh. Why did you say that? Oh. That's
being
horrible.
honest.
I was being honest, but I
Truth
didn't
hurts.
need to do that.
Well, I know, but truth
I was
hurts,
their
know.
guest. I didn't need to do that. I could have said, "Great job, guys. Keep up the good work," and then just walked away. Not be like, "I'm not a fan."
You know what? Your luck. You just said that, and then they would have asked you questions about what you liked about the multiplayer. It's like that. Then you have to come up with lies left and right over and over again to try to try to appease them.
So anyway, so yeah, that thing goes back to the shifts in the marketplace. That tells me that they're looking at what's or that players want to come back to. That means that we want to stray away from this single player thing. We want to go multiplayer only, or make an open world that we can add more content to for the player to continue to come back into. And to enjoy, well, that whole sentence. It becomes clear that to deliver an experience that players will come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we need to pivot that design. Pivoting the design. The design is single player. The design is story driven. They need to pivot the design and take it away from that. They want to take it away from a single player story driven experience and turn it into something that the players will continue to come back to and continue to spend money in and play until they give them another piece of the pie that they have to buy. You know, they want to have them enjoy the buffet until they can add more to it that you have to pay extra for. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm trying to go with the analogy there, but we will maintain the stunning visuals, authenticity in the Star Wars universe, and focus on bringing a Star Wars story to life. We're going to have multiplayer. We may put in some single player. It all depends on how Battlefront 2 does with its single player campaign, which is what that tells me. Importantly, we are shifting the game to be a broader experience that allows for more variety and player agency. This is still going to a open world, create your own character, and run around in the Star Wars universe the way you would like to, rather than it being locked into a single-player, story-driven experience where you have to play by whatever that story is dictated, is what that tells me. Leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore. The rest of that just goes into the same thing, which is we're turning this from single-player, story-driven material to multiplayer, open-world, possible competitive play, to where we can offer more to the player to buy once they've already purchased the main game. That's all it seems to. That's all it seems to mean to me. So that's how I interpret that. I think that's the way they're going with it. They have delayed the game. It was originally slated to launch late in 2019. It has been pushed back indefinitely. I was talking in the chat room with everybody. I said, you will have Star Wars Episode 8 and Star Wars Episode 9, along with all previous episodes, in a 4K box set for home video before you play this game. You will have Battlefront 3 and 4 before you play this game, if you ever do play this game. I mean, Lethal Migraine, I agree with you. Make the 1313 game that they promised before that they were working on. I totally agree with you. I think part of that is where they were going when they brought Amy on to work on the game and make a game. I don't know that it would have been in the style of what 1313 was, but it was still a very story-driven, single-player experience in an adventure setting, but in the Star Wars, or an adventure style in the Star Wars universe. An adventure game style in the Star Wars universe. A Tomb Raider in the Star Wars universe. An Uncharted in the Star Wars universe. Stuff like that set there. That's what I think they were doing with this. And I don't know when this decision was made. It wasn't made this week. It was probably made well before then and said, okay, this is the day we're going to shut them down. I think that it was the rise of the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I think it was the popularity of that kind of drove them to that. I'm trying to think of what's on the console side. PlayerUnknown's Battleground coming to console soon was probably part of that, saying, wow, look at the response that this has gotten. But I really think it's the open world multiplayer type experience is what shifted them in the direction that they want to go with this. A Star Wars game to the Telltale guys would be fantastic. That would be wonderful. Even though we all know that in those Telltale games your decisions don't matter. They really don't. They really don't. Everything you do, while you think it may matter, it sort of does for just a sliver of the experience. But eventually you come down to the choice of did you do this or did you do that at the end of the game? And none of what you did before then has any consequence on anything. Again, I go back to the only game that I ever felt like my decisions made any kind of impact were, was it Her Story? No. Was it Destinies or Path of Destinies or whatever it's called?
Maybe.
Stories, Path of
Stories.
Destinies.
You say you had multiple things in that. I'm trying to remember things I played. I played Wolf Among Us.
There was nothing there.
Yeah.
There was one situation at the beginning of that where you could get to somebody before they died.
Yeah.
But they still died.
Yeah.
So I can't think of anything. Oh, there you go. That is it. Boom. He mentions it right there. David Cage. Even though he says he makes terrible games, Heavy Rain, your choices mattered.
Yeah.
Your choices mattered in Heavy Rain. They did not matter in Beyond Two Souls, but they mattered in Heavy Rain. So I thank you for reminding me about that. Yeah. So anyway, let's go to the phones. I have no idea who's on the line here, but hey, you're on in-game chat. Who's this?
This is Chris.
Hey, Chris. How you doing, man?
What's going on, y'all?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Just playing more of Stardew Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Matt loves that game.
I got some stuff for my birthday. I may pick that up for my Switch.
Think about wanting to get it, huh?
Well, yeah, of course. But I got some credits and things for my birthday, so I may be picking up SteamWorld Dig 2 probably as a definite on that one, and I may grab Stardew Valley. So we'll see. Still enjoying it, I guess.
Oh yeah, I went through and beat SteamWorld Dig 2, and there's an extra thing at the very end you could do, like trials. Tough as heck. I just had to put it back down and go back to Stardew. It was making me mad. My thumbs were getting wore out. But anyway, but I also picked up the new South Park too, and of course I don't remember this in the information before it came out, but it includes the first one, the Stick of Truth, with a download coupon in there too.
It does. I don't know if it's all versions of the game, but I know some versions of the game, if you pick it up, it comes with a download code for Stick of Truth, so you can have both games.
Well, my copy that I reserved has a label on the center at the bottom of the case, so I guess if it has that on the case, it does.
Did yours come with a steelbook?
No, I just got the regular edition.
Okay, so I guess all versions of the game then come with the copy of Stick of Truth. That's pretty amazing. 2 games for the price of 1.
Yeah, I looked at the little sheet there, and it didn't say it was like a pre-order bonus, so I'm assuming it comes with as a gift.
Yeah, awesome.
Which I've been wanting to pop it in. Of course, from what we've seen and I've heard about it, we can't really talk about the contents of that kind of gaming on the air, can we?
What, Stick of Truth?
No, the new one, the Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure yet. I haven't really looked into it. We talked a little about the game, but not necessarily. We haven't gone in depth about it because none of us have played it, and I've played some demos of it at some of my dude could pass gas, and that was his power, and so the power of flatulence. Yeah, and so he could do that, and if he was on the back of Kite Boy or whatever the guy's name is. You do that and you get up to higher places. I only played a demo of it, very, very small demo. And that's when they made me put on the Noculus Rift around my nose.
Oh, yeah.
So I could
that.
smell it, and it was horrible. It was horrible. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I'd stay away from spoilers if there are any.
Well, I've read a few articles, and, it's seen some few screenshots, that, definitely they've wrapped up the kind of content in it. Like,
I mean, it's South Park.
Yeah, I know it is.
You're not buying this with some idea of not knowing what you're getting into. It is South Park.
And that's the funny thing. The lady at GameStop checked me out and said, "Are you okay with the mature rating?" And I said, "Well, yeah, that's why I got it." And I should have said, "No, I just wanted to be adults only rating on it." I mean, really?
Hey, Chris, have you ever been asked about that with any other game?
No, that's the first time I'd ever been asked about if I was okay with the mature rating. But if I was a parent and I had like a 6 or 7 year old son or a young kid, yeah, I would be concerned. But I'm 38. I'm not concerned about that. That's why I reserved it, because it's South Park.
Yeah.
I
guess there's still a mentality of, if it's animated, it must be for children.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that too. Oddly enough, it's been a long time since I physically bought a copy of a game. Like I've bought games before, but it's either I have them shipped to the store or I have them shipped to my house. So it's been a long time since I've walked into a store and walked out of there with a game and actually done a transaction with a register person type thing to where they've got to scan me or something like that. I limit that as much as I can in my buying experience. It's like, make it me and as little other people as possible involved. That's all I want.
Going back to that animated stuff, it's like a cartoon. That's the same thing with anime. It's a kid's cartoon. No, it's not. Anime is completely different, as some of you are aware. Especially some of the old horror films like Vampire Hunter D and other ones. No, they're not. They're not for kids in most cases.
Yeah, well, heavy metal back in the day, way back then. Let your kid sit there. Let your kid watch that. See what happens. Yeah. It's not for children on that one.
Well, we appreciate you calling, Chris.
All right, y'all have a good afternoon.
Take care.
All right, bye.
See you later.
We need to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more in-game chat on the way. What do I have in my listings here for stuff? Oh, this was a nice one. Activision patented a thing that pushes microtransactions through matchmaking. Their patent was granted, by the way. I'll tell you about it. It's not being used. Well, they tell, again, look, there's a show that comes on after hours, and I'm not trying to insult them at all, but I haven't put on my tinfoil hat yet. They've said that it's not being implemented in any of their games. That's what they have said. But yeah, we'll talk about that. WB is closing down LEGO Dimensions ahead of the schedule. I thought LEGO Dimensions would be great because they were mix and matching all this pop culture stuff. You had Gremlins, you had Goonies, you had Harry Potter, you had Superman, and you had multiple heroes in there, and Lord of the Rings, and Batman, and I just thought it would work. But games as toys thing is really dying fast, with the exception of Amiibos, and I don't even think those count as games, toy game type things. I
always looked at those more as collectibles anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And they do some stuff in game, but it's not like what it used to be, where you have to have them in order to play the game.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, we've got that coming up. Some Switch sales. I don't know that I'll go into those. We talked about the Steam sales and everything else. But yeah, we'll talk about that patent coming up next as well. Here is music from a game called Penumbra. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Penumbra. It's called Infected is Near. It is also from a scary game. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Again, very interesting music being played at the moment. This is another one I pulled off of Steam. I don't know if anybody has played it, but the game is called Among the Sleep. You play as a toddler, like a baby basically, who gets out of his crib and walks around the house at night. And so everything is just horribly scary and huge.
Sounds like Little Nightmares.
Yeah. This track is called Downstairs, which I think he was going to the basement, which I think at the beginning is why you heard this machine, like maybe the furnace downstairs cutting off or something like that. So, yeah. It's kind of creepy.
Interesting concept, but
yeah.
I can already tell some folks who are going to doing some, see how malicious they can be to the toddler.
Like pitch him down the stairs.
Yes, things like that.
No. It's first person.
Still
I mean,
see people
maybe.
doing things
I
like
don't
that.
know. All kinds of noises.
The interesting part would be just all the elements of from a child's perspective.
Yeah.
Implementing all that, seeing how it works for them.
Anyway, welcome back to the show. Got a few more minutes left in this episode here. What is that? What do they have? Oh, the patent. All right. This is interesting.
Yeah, what is this thing you were talking about?
Activision, who owns Blizzard, who also owns Bungie, by the way, just to throw that in there since we've talked about Destiny. They have successfully patented a system designed to encourage microtransaction spending through multiplayer matchmaking. The technology is geared towards matching players together in such a way that influences game-related purchases, recreates experiences, or pushes specific items based on a player's profile. The patent was filed in 2015, but it only was recently granted. According to Activision, it is not currently active in any games. A community manager at Bungie also confirmed that the systems have not been implemented into Destiny 2. This doesn't mean that they won't.
I was about to say, yet.
The fact that this is out here should stir up enough controversy for them to not put it in there, but corporations usually don't care and will put it in there anyway. Some game will be the guinea pig for this. And if they're able to wrap it up in a package that sells well regardless, they will count it as a success and move it into their other games. This is what they said. This was an exploratory patent filed in 2015 by an R&D team working independently from our game studios. It has been not implemented in-game. They're very, very strict on saying, we're not using it yet. Well, they don't put the yet on there. I added that. They just say we're not using it.
Well, the first thing I'm thinking is the more they say it, the more likely
that they're
going to do so. Yeah.
Here's the way it works. The microtransaction engine may match a more expert, or what they call a marquee player, with a junior player to encourage the junior player to make game-related purchases of items that are owned or used by the marquee player.
Help you catch up.
Mm-hmm. It's like in Destiny, when I run into somebody in Destiny, I was like, hey, where'd you get that gun? And they tell me, well, it dropped from me during this strike, or you have to run this mission. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go run that mission. For now, that's exactly how it works when you see somebody with something that you want. In the future, it may work where you have the option of doing that, or you can go and buy it from the store. I don't know. A junior player may wish to emulate the marquee player by obtaining weapons or other items used by that player. Player profiles could also be used to identify them as soft targets for these systems. In a particular example, the junior player may wish to become an expert sniper in a game, as determined from the player profile. The microtransaction engine may match the junior player with a player that is a highly skilled sniper in the game. In this manner, the junior player may be encouraged to make game-related purchases, such as a rifle or other item used by that marquee player. So basically, they're using players as advertisements.
Yeah.
Essentially, you become an advertiser for whatever, if you get good, then you become an advertiser for whatever it is that you're running around with.
Look what this guy did. You want to be like him for a small fee, you can get closer to him, closer to him or her. Yeah.
Multal, that was music from Among the Sleep. Verfortis says, sounds like a skip the queue matchmaking system or a premium item being matched only with people with your skill level. Yeah, and he says, Multis is a bit more vicious than that. Yeah, it actually kind of is. CircleCat113 says, can I call? You could have earlier, but we've only got just a few more minutes left, so it's getting down to the end of the show here. We got about 7 minutes left in the show. Josh says, didn't it also say something about matching you with lower skill players after making a purchase so you feel better? Right. It goes on.
More.
Additionally, while the patent focuses entirely on first-person shooters, it is made clear that such systems could be implemented across different games. Where did it go? I had it somewhere in here. There it is. If the player purchased a particular weapon, the microtransaction engine may match the player in a gameplay session in which that particular weapon is highly effective, giving the player an impression that the weapon that they purchased was a good buy. Hey, you made the
reinforcement.
Yeah, you made the right choice with that weapon, even though it'll never be used again after this match. Which right now I'm trying to think of what gun. You know what gun that was in Destiny 1? That was the one you got in the raid for the Taken King when you collected all 50
fragments.
It used your health to shoot with.
I never raided, so I never had it.
Josh, whenever you hear this in like 30 seconds, please post it in the chat room so I can remember what I'm thinking about. Touch of Malice. That's what it was. Touch of Malice you needed in the raid, but you needed it nowhere else in the game. You needed it in the raid because somebody would pop. They had bubbles that would keep your health up, and this thing, when it got down to the end of its ammo clip, it would start pulling ammo from your health.
Yeah.
And those were highly effective, more so than the regular ammo in the clip. But you would stay alive because you were shielded. It was the only way it was ever any good. It really was the only way it was ever any good. Of course, you couldn't buy this weapon. You had to actually really play the game in order to get it.
Had to work for it.
I mean, you really had to work for that one. All 50 calcium fragments?
Yeah.
Calcified.
Calcified fragments? Yes, calcium fragments.
Close enough.
We're having a
fragment
stone or something.
The point is fragments.
Yeah.
Get 50 of them.
Yes.
Get the thing.
Anyway, this has not been, according to them, this has not been implemented, but it is Activision that we're talking about. On the level of game developers that most players hate, currently EA is at the top right now for canceling that Visceral, for shutting down Visceral Games and killing off the Star Wars game they were working on. Currently EA is up there, but Activision's like running a close second with what they've done with Call of Duty and just some of their practices that they go. I think under that might be Ubisoft. But I don't put it past Activision and throwing this into some game as a test run.
Yeah, the way you feel right now, don't you see it eventually is coming in?
And don't expect this anytime soon.
You expect it to be.
This thing is in the news right now, so it's fresh in everybody's head. Give it a year to 2 years before you see some game announced by Activision, or even in Call of Duty, or even in something else where they don't even have to announce that it's in there, but somebody downloads the PC version and then goes into it and says, "I think it's got the code in this for the microtransaction patent engine thing, whatever." It's going to be. They're going to implement it. They're going to test it out, and when it works, because it will, because people won't know it's there, but it will be working. A lot of people don't know when they're being played. Sometimes I don't know when I'm being played, but yeah, it will be in there. They will try it out, and it probably will be successful, and it'll be pushed into their other titles too. Currently, I'm all for actually better matchmaking in Destiny right now, for Crucible and for other events. I'm good for that.
Play the competitive.
Give me some better matchmaking. So
play the competitive.
I know.
You won't do it.
That's too long. It's too much of a time investment. The competitive multiplayer?
Oh my gosh.
In Destiny?
Yes, it's awesome.
I like it. It's just the match. First off, no, I don't like it.
The matchmaking only takes like a minute.
But you got to get players who know what they're doing. Do you team up with anybody, or do you just go in there blind? Do you
No,
do a
I
pickup?
play with one of my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going in there blind is horrible.
The only reason I ever did the Crucible thing is because I had to, because I had to get right gear. I mean, personally, I don't care for the. I've never been the competitive multiplayer first person shooter thing. The Call of Duty thing, I've never been.
Yeah.
I've never been good at that. Never liked playing it. But in Destiny, I have to, in order to get the gear I want. I have to get the dailies and weeklies involving that. So
Destiny 1, I played only Iron Banner, and then Destiny 2, I'm playing the competitive to get the milestone. But I'm really enjoying the competitive. I get too frustrated in quick play because it's just die, respawn, die, respawn, die, respawn.
True.
And in the competitive, I've got enough time for like my heart rate to come back down, and then it's like, okay, it's okay. I can do this.
We've got to run, but I want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat room. Sarah, thank you so much for making the trip down. Everybody listening on the stream and on the radio, thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We do appreciate it. Go to ingamechat.net. Join us on Twitter, Facebook, our forums at colonyofgamers.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're watching us on Twitch. Why not subscribe there? We do this every single Saturday. And then we also stream games on this channel, too. We've got a Steam group you can join up with. We've got a Destiny 2 clan you can join. We've got Xbox group, a PS4. We got lots of groups. So just find us out there and join us. Thanks again, everybody. We will see you next Saturday. Have a great week. We talked a lot about Destiny. We're going to end on Destiny. This has sound effects from the game in there, but I have tried so hard to find just the isolated music from Festival of the Lost, and I can't. So somebody was in the tower, and they recorded the music, and so you get tower noise in the background and everything else. But it's still good. We'll see you next week.